It's Week 15 of the NFL, and we'll see this team's speedy running back. He should be a busy man out of the backfield. Hold on tight. We're in for an exciting one, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They come into this one off a bit of a clunker last time out, a loss that ended their 5-game winning streak. On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
Set for football now on a rainy Sunday afternoon. And we are underway here on EA Sports. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. They'll look to throw here. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down. Now the first carry here for the running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll look to throw again. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a 1st down due to the previous penalty. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
That one behind his receiver and incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
That also a career-long kick for the veteran, Charles.
Yeah, how about what he just got done there? We always knew he had a big leg, but how about everything coming together perfectly on that one? Great leg swing. And bang that one through.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they'll be led out by their 6-year quarterback.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. We often give credit to the O-line there. Two tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Now a 2nd and 6. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The home team's offense, led by their running back, headed out for the 2nd possession. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game as you take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards by a running back, and he's right there in the mix. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. Here comes 3rd down and 7. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
But he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. But you look at this defense, and they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he fires one incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that's incomplete. And that's twice now already in this first quarter that he's been able to knock the ball away.
They're going to need that from him and plenty more if they want to slow down this passing game. Thus far, though, he's been a ball magnet.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
Oh, you're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 12 yards there and a first down. They'll drop to throw.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
And as a quarterback, you're always pleased when you can use all the weapons at your disposal. Here he spots his fullback underneath, gets the completion right there for a nice pickup.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Throws right side, and that's complete. A good pickup there at 22. You know, he's already thrown for more yardage in this first quarter than he did all of last week.
And I could be snarky here and say, well, he didn't throw for a lot of yards last week, but the bottom line is he put in a great week of practice and really came out ready to go in this one.
Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. When you look at this defense.
Against the pass, they're toward the middle of the league, number 15 in the NFL.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And?
Too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. So he stopped for no gain. And it'll be 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will make it 6-0.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And on now is the punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
6-0 our score after 1. Second quarter down, it's our home team with possession. Second down at 6 now from the 42. As they've got it as we resume action. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
The offense on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3. The tight end in motion right. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Ready, go!
Back to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Now a 2nd and 2.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down. In motion left goes a tight end. They go play action here on first down. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Shedding the tackle. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
Now back to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
They'll try to run this one in, and he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there.
His 8th rushing touchdown on the year.
And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Here is 3rd down and 4. He'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. This is 2nd and 8. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. In trouble, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And they'll send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. It's taken to the 26. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 2nd and a couple. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. 3rd down and 1. And they'll send the slot in motion left. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Throwing left side, it's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
And I think he just wanted to give the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On third down, they're going to run for it here. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 2 yards to go, second down. Back to throw here. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Here's 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Well, they've had success getting the ball to him out of the backfield, but this time they had a man right on him. He was able to break that play up before he could get started.
And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And the lead will hold at 13.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
And this one is right through, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's John. All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. And what's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
2nd and 11. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
Well, if they have any designs of getting back into this football game in the second half, they're going to need to be much sharper offensively than they were on this opening possession. Not much happening here, and it'll lead to a fourth down.
It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and made him a real weapon in the passing game. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Second down and 3.
Alert! Alert! Roll!
Hands it off out of the gun. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. Fourth down. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Over the middle, it's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. They'll set up a throw.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
So possession goes over here on the punt.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. 2nd and 7.
Hey!
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
They'll look to throw here. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
12 yards as they get to reset the sticks. In motion right, one of the tight ends. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go! Ready?
He'll drop to throw.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Get it. Get it.
They'll look to throw, and it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with the football. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out, and as a result, possession switches hands. So an interesting decision at this stage of the game to go for it. You think maybe that missed field goal earlier had anything to do with it?
If it did, I'm really surprised, because usually one miss is not enough to alter your game plan. My only thought is maybe he got hurt, or maybe they just understand that it's not his day for some other reason we don't know right now. But in general situations, you run him back.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They'll set up to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. Now inside the 25. And touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys have made this a one-score game now. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead down to 3 at 13-10. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Ready.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is, because he understands how to get open in key situations.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 7. They'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
They'll look to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. So they bring out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now they were good last time out with a touchdown drive. This go-around, it's not going to be very easy starting from inside their own 5.
But they shouldn't be daunted by it. You work on this the entire offseason. You work on it in practice. It's called coming out session. Start the ball inside the 5, start on the 5 on the 10. They should be ready to go.
2nd and 4. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Oh, look at the juke. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 50 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Looking to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a 1st down. He's got it. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And that interception key as it leads to the touchdown. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
They bring their punter out there now as he'll come on to kick this one away. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
Reload, check.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Here's a give up the middle. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
3rd and 5. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. And the slot man goes in motion left. Back to throw again. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. From the 23, this is 2nd and 3. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Second and 2. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's brought down. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Now back to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but Certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Balled at the 26, 2nd and 7. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line.
Holding. Offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 9. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. Well, they needed 3 scores to have any chance. There's the first of the 3 as they get into the end zone.
Yeah, Brandon, I think that our guys at Next Gen Stats in charge of the win probability are probably saying your chances still aren't great. But now you still got more than 3 minutes to go. You got to focus on the task at hand, which is going to be getting the football back as quickly as possible.
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics would tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. The 71 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. And now defensively they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Come on. Set. Check.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. They'll try and run for it. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. 14-yard line, 2nd and 11. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. One final kneel down here as it comes inside the 42nd mark, and that should be enough to put this one on ice.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And that final kickoff concludes the ball game, partner. And one side, a really nice win in this one. They were good on offense and on defense.
And I'm guessing in the other locker room, partner, the head coach is just telling his team, hey, we didn't play well enough to keep it close enough where that one possession down the stretch might have given us an opportunity to win the game.
So for the home team here, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.